Dear all, on behalf of the University of Bergen, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to this year's announcement of the Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize. The Norwegian Parliament established the Holberg Prize as an international research prize in 2003, and the University of Bergen was given the task of administrating the prize. The main purpose of the prize is to raise the status of the humanities, social sciences, law and theology, and to recognize outstanding research in these fields. The University of Bergen is proud to be hosting the Holberg Prize as well as the Nils Klim Prize, which is awarded to young scholars from the Nordic countries in the same academic fields. The list of laureates that have received these prizes is indeed impressive. In the middle of a global crisis, we see that the consequences of the pandemic reach far beyond health issues. It challenges political interactions, our cultural understanding, and how we see ourselves. Knowledge pertaining to these challenges is found in every research field highlighted by the Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize. The humanities, social sciences, law and theology form both foundations and superstructures for our societal understanding. Through solid scholarships, driven by the curious researchers, crucial knowledge is produced, which forms the basis of our societal memories and framework. Scholars seek to understand human interaction, the most important part of our society. But despite this, we also see that there is a certain lack of awareness of the value of these research areas, and in particular, research in the humanities. This is also why the University of Bergen is so proud of our responsibilities and our connections to the Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize. The awards and the laureates have sparked national and international interest, and they continue to draw attention to pressing issues of our time. The University of Bergen places high emphasis on research in social sciences and the humanities. We have a special responsibility to encourage and sustain long-term, well-grounded, free and curiosity-driven research. The academic fields covered by the Holberg Prize will only become more important in our efforts to overcome challenges of language barriers, cultural, political and legal differences. This relates in particular to questions of human well-being and global distribution of wealth, as well as one of the most pressing issues of our time, namely climate change. Therefore, it is crucial to highlight the importance of and the interest in these research areas. Since 2004, many outstanding laureates have received the Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize as a celebration of academic excellence across generations. This year is no exception, and we are happy to see that the prizes contribute to establishing a cross-generational academic dialogue, which is so important to our common future, which lies in the hands of the young. Now, to tell you who will receive this year's Holberg Prize and Nils Klim Prize, I give the floor to the chair of the Holberg Board, Professor Kjersti Fløttum.
Thank you, Professor Marareth Hagen, Rector of the University of Bergen. Each year, the Holberg Board awards 2 prizes in the academic fields of the humanities, social sciences, law and theology, the main Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize. The prizes are awarded by the board on behalf of the University of Bergen and the Norwegian government, and on the recommendation of academic committees, which consist of outstanding scholars in the fields covered by the prizes. The prizes are intended to emphasize the importance of these research areas and to increase society's awareness of research in these fields. The award ceremony for the Holberg Prize and the Nils Klim Prize takes place in Bergen in June every year. And this year's ceremony will be held in the University Aula on the 9th of June. The Nils Klim Prize is awarded annually to a young researcher from a Nordic country in the same 4 academic fields. The laureate must be under 35 years of age, and the prize is awarded to researchers who have made outstanding contributions either within one discipline or through interdisciplinary work. In the assessment of the nominated candidate, the independence and innovative qualities of the researcher's work are deemed particularly important. The committee also takes into account whether the research contribution is especially outstanding or promising in light of the scholar's age, the nature of the research project, and traditions in the researcher's academic field. The value of the prize is 500,000 Norwegian kroner, approximately 50,000 euros. On behalf of the University of Bergen and on the recommendation of the Nils Klim Committee, the board of the Holberg Prize has decided that this year's Nils Klim Prize shall be awarded to Dr. Daria Gritsenko. Daria Gritsenko, born 1986, is a Finnish-Russian political scientist who is affiliated with the University of Helsinki. Now I would like to ask Professor Elin Mortensen, Academic Director of the Holberg Prize, to present the review of Daria Gritsenko and her contributions on behalf of the Nils Klim Committee.
The Nils Klim Committee has decided to recommend that Daria Gritsenko be the recipient of the 2021 Nils Klim Prize. Daria Gritsenko is Assistant Professor of Russian and Eurasian Studies at the University of Helsinki, where she's affiliated with the Aleksanteri Institute and the Helsinki Institute of Sustainability Science, HELSIS. She is an exceptionally accomplished young scholar who has carried out innovative and cross-disciplinary research in the intersection between political science, environmental studies, and digital humanities. With her versatile background, having obtained academic degrees in Russia, Germany, and Finland, she has already built an outstanding international profile as a researcher. Furthermore, she has received numerous fellowships for research stays in the US, Japan, the UK, Norway, and Spain. Throughout her career, she has specialized in Arctic studies, maritime transportation, energy, and sustainability. All of her research is highly relevant in regard to current global issues of political governance and environmental concerns. In her recent research, she has been increasingly engaged with big data in examining renewable energy and other aspects of governance in Russia. Her ambitious and creative approach to these issues attests to her courage as a researcher, combining digitalization and social and environmental analysis of potentially volatile political questions. Gritsenko has published an impressive number of articles in prestigious international journals and has been a dynamic force in establishing an environment in Helsinki that operates at the forefront of her research areas. From within her Nordic context, she has been active in creating important links in matters of technology, culture, and sustainability across borders within the Eurasian space. Dario Gritsenko's bold and resourceful approach, as well as her impressive range of research areas and methodological competence, make her a most worthy recipient of the 2021 Nils Klim Prize.
Thank you, Professor Ellen Mortensen. The Holberg Prize is awarded annually to scholars who have made outstanding contributions to research in the areas covered by the prize, either within one discipline or through interdisciplinary work. The laureate must have had a decisive influence on international research, and the value of the prize is 6 million Norwegian kroner, approximately $710,000 US. On behalf of the University of Bergen and on the recommendation of the Holberg Committee, the board of the Holberg Prize has decided that this year's Holberg Prize shall be awarded to Professor Martha Craven Nussbaum. Professor Martha C. Nussbaum is the Ernst Freund Distinguished Service Professor of Law and Ethics at the University of Chicago, where she was first hired in 1999. She received her PhD in classical philology from Harvard University in 1975, and she has held positions as visiting scholar at a number of prestigious universities in the US and around the world: Harvard, Stanford, Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, Oxford University, and the University of Oslo. Martha C. Nussbaum is a world-renowned scholar with a staggering number of publications. In addition, she has exhibited an impressive engagement in public affairs and in today's most pressing issues. I would now like to ask Professor Ellen Mortensen, Academic Director of the Holberg Prize, to present the Holberg Committee's review of Martha C. Nussbaum and her scholarly contributions on behalf of the committee.
Martha C. Nussbaum is the Ernst Freund Distinguished Service Professor of Law and Ethics, a joint appointment in law and philosophy at the University of Chicago, and one of the most productive and well-known philosophers writing today. Over more than 20 books and 500 academic articles, Martha C. Nussbaum's work combines a rigorous training in classics with a broad engagement with many themes in schools in the contemporary humanities and social sciences. Professor Nussbaum's writing is always scrupulous about arguments, perceptive about human emotions and vulnerability, and attentive to realities of human situations, social interactions, and the many forms of dependence and interdependence that can arise within these. Her influence and impact extend well beyond her own disciplines, and she has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to the task of distributing the benefits of academic knowledges to a wider public. Nussbaum's earliest work concentrated on matters of ancient Greek and Roman philosophy. Her 1978 edition and commentary on Aristotle's De Motu Animalium remains a seminal work on Aristotelian philosophy of mind and nature. In The Fragility of Goodness from 1986 and The Therapy of Desire from 1994, Nussbaum drew on the Stoic notion of the cognitive nature of emotions and developed her interest in how philosophy and literature might together illuminate foundational aspects of a good human life. Her later work has applied this method to explorations of the emotions in human life. These works include Upheavals of Thought from 2001, From Disgust to Humanity from 2010, Political Emotions 2013, and Anger and Forgiveness 2016. Martha Nussbaum has also made important contributions to the humanities more broadly in confronting modern political problems and questions of well-being. Most remarkable is her development of the capabilities approach, an important method for conceptualizing human well-being, now widely used in the measurement of poverty, development, social exclusion and inclusion, and social equality and inequality more broadly conceived. The range of her scholarly contributions is extensive, engaging with debates in feminist philosophy, disability studies, law, gender studies, animal rights, and the philosophy of cosmopolitanism. In all of these areas, she has been a distinctive, passionate, powerful, and much-needed voice. Truly a public philosopher, her work has reached wide audiences across the world, as well as influenced many areas of knowledge. Nussbaum is one of the world's leading intellectuals and a prominent advocate for the humanities, and for the value of reason and compassion in public affairs. While Nussbaum's eminence in her field of academic endeavor is unquestionable, what is particularly admirable is her dedication to the task of putting her knowledge to work towards making a real and lasting difference to people across the world. For these reasons and many more, Martha C. Nussbaum is a highly worthy recipient of the 2021 Holberg Prize.
Thank you, Professor Ellen Mortensen. And let me remind you that the award ceremonies and several other events related to the Holberg Prize will take place here in Bergen on the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th of June, and in Oslo on the 10th of June. And to conclude, I would like to congratulate Professor Martha Craven Nussbaum and Dr. Daria Grisenko on being awarded their respective prizes. And thank you all for watching this event on our website around the world.